absolutely humiliating moment for CNN as one of their commentators was calling Congresswoman Nancy Mace all sorts of terrible things to her face on air. Meanwhile, trying to slide into her DMs. The video is incredible and hilarious. Nancy Mace tweeted alleged private messages from CNN guest draws hilarious reactions. So if you don't know CNN, of course, is trying to do the best they can. Trying to do the best they can to like remain unbiased and offer, they've even got like their token Republican on there now. I think they're actually doing a little bit better job. I don't know. Maybe I'm like, oh, they put somebody on there who makes fun of Kamala Harris. At least that's something. But Nancy Mace's feud with Michael Eric Dyson escalated following her putting him on blast. Mace, who is a congresswoman from South Carolina and a true content star these days, you simply never know what she's going to do and often is very entertaining. This was on full display Thursday when she shared private DMs from CNN guest Michael Eric Dyson following an argument on how to pronounce Kamala Harris's name. She literally held up the screenshot of the texts allegedly claimed Dyson called her gorgeous during the exchange.
Trump says he's not ranting, but this press conference was a great example of a speech littered with all the things that he's been focused on for a long, long time. Is he capable, really, of staying completely on message here?
No, of course not. This was not a press conference, first of all. This was a campaign rally speech. He even had his supporters there at Bedminster, and he fooled the press once again, by claiming he was going to have a press conference. He spoke for 45 minutes before he even allowed a question to be asked. And when he did, he was just filled with lies over again. He made this comment
This coming from a network that has no problem with Kamala Harris saying absolutely nothing.
What is it? More than 100% of new jobs that are created.
I'll play it. So just so you don't have to paraphrase what it was. Listen.
Kamala Harris's Google ads, like literally taking headlines from mainstream media and rewriting them, which should be against Google ads policies.
Here's Nancy Mace.
But what's stupid is allowing criminals to go into stores in California and not being able to arrest them unless it's $900 or $950 and more.
The problem is that's not actually what's true.
And you see videos of people
that is true.
going into stores in these blue cities and blue states, stealing merchandise,
San Francisco, that's
and not
absolutely
being
true.
stopped. We've all
repeatedly that we normalize his mendacity, his misogyny, his hatred for the ordinary citizen.
Right, so this is him filibustering about how terrible she is. Well, here's Nancy Mace dropping the receipts.
I would like to also enter into the record a screenshot of a text message I received from the esteemed professor from Vanderbilt, Michael Eric Dyson, after my CNN interview, begged me for photos. In this text, he says, after calling me racist on CNN, shh, don't tell anybody, we look good together, and sent me a kissy emoji.
Without objection.
Then the guy says I'm gorgeous in all these photos. I don't think he's that bent out of shape on how anyone pronounces Kamala. And if we're going to have that standard, you got to hold it to both sides.
Absolutely destroyed. The whole thing was, he was butthurt because he wasn't pronouncing her name correctly. She was butthurt about him pronouncing her name, her pronouncing his name correctly. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, right, she shares the DMs, the actual DMs from him. This guy, first of all, has no shot, right? Don't tell anybody we look together, ha ha ha. Well, your gorgeousness makes these photos, so there's that. Caught in 4K, she claims he was asking her for photos. Were those the NOODZs? Was he? Michael Eric Dyson also fired back late Thursday night on X saying, If he's going down swinging. His response is, of course, calling her racist again. This ridiculous lie is told by Nancy Mace in an effort to smear my name because of her anger of being checked for her insensitive disregard for Kamala Harris. I had no intent with her, anything but being nice. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. So you went on CNN, you called her racist, you called her all this stuff because she wouldn't pronounce Kamala or Kamala Namanon or Cacklementum's name correctly. Meanwhile, you're texting her kissy emojis in the DMs. This guy's a grifter. He refers to her white woman tears were wrong about one thing. She is a bigot and a racist. Yeah, but he still wants to sleep with her. White woman tears. I mean, he still wants a smash. So it can't bother him that much, right? Can't bother him that much if he wants to smash. Just being a man and admit you hit on Nancy Mace, that you have no riz, and that you can't bench 225, and that you got shot down. No shame in that. However, you do need to learn how to dress yourself. I mean, you were shot down. Yikes. Embarrassing. I mean, what in the heck? I'm a nice guy, uniform looking great. The suit and the long tee and the untucked dress shirt underneath. You see, Representative Nancy Mace reveals flirty private messages Michael Eric Dyson sent her following their fiery CNN clash over how to pronounce CNN or the president's name. I actually want to go back and find that clip of them arguing because where is this? Here.
Trump says he's not ranting, but this press conference
Immediately that we normalize his mendacity, his misogyny, his hatred for the ordinary
the comments?
who happens
Who's here because he tried to experience white supremacy through the DMs?
to think logically about these issues. Now, he's got a whole bunch of stuff from the stores up there.
really policy. I mean, price gouging?
Look, if she could do that, Lord have mercy. I mean, she might need to be the Pope as opposed to the president, but she's able at least to set the tone. Here's what's important.
Here.
Right, you almost got it.
I will
You
say
almost
Kamala's
did
name
it.
any way that I want to.
No, but you mispronounced her and you also misjudged her.
Here you go. Yeah, here you go.
Kamala's.
You had it right. You almost got
I will
it. You
say
Look how triggered they get.
Once and coming
Look
back
how
with the
triggered they
same-
get. Make sure everyone calls her Kamala or Camille or Camille or Kamala.
reruns. Donald Trump is in a very vulnerable
Talk
position.
about rerun. Kamala's.
You had it right. You almost got it.
I will
You
say
almost
Kamala's
did
name
it.
any way that I want to.
No, but you mispronounced her and you also misjudged
I
her.
just did, and I'll do
Purposely
it again.
mispronouncing her name.
That's a
Kamala's
refusal
policy.
to acknowledge her
And
humanity.
if I purposely,
One at a time, guys.
if I purposely
Kamala's-
mispronounced your name, that would not be appropriate.
Policies.
Why? I'm sure that if there were a certain section of the voters bloc that referred to her as Kamala or Kamala, she would go right in there and call herself Kamala. Also, on top of that, she has repeatedly been referred to by Joe Biden as that name.
Are Joe Biden's policies. She owns
You're
it.
normalizing
33
that kind of
times.
viciousness, man.
33 times.
But it's the-
she
you
was the
disrespect
deciding
her.
vote,
She
and
was the
Senate
vice
on
president,
Joe
though.
Biden's bills. She
we
was
know
33
that-
times the deciding vote on Joe Biden's bills in the Senate.
Let me just say this, because this Congresswoman is a wonderful human being, but when you disrespect Kamala Harris by saying you will call her whatever you want, I know you don't intend it to be that way. That's the history and legacy of white disregard for the humanity of black people.
So
What?
now you're calling me racist.
I didn't say.
I mean, he's literally calling her racist because she's mispronouncing her name. By the way, that's one of the oldest tricks in the book. To purposely mispronounce somebody's name to remind them that you don't respect them. It actually has nothing to do with her race. So was he in her DMs? This dude is on CNN calling her a racist to her face. Hours later, gets caught with his hand in the proverbial cookie jar, trying to get into her DMs. First of all, this guy has no shot No shot. The fact that he then tries to double down and say, oh, well, she's actually racist. What? And Nancy Mace was, of course, hilarious. Marked safe. She's tweeting this, by the way. Marked safe from kissy faces and tight grips on the waist today. You have this one. Send her kissy face emojis. Call her gorgeous. Admit that I do this to many women. Weird. I mean, caught in 4K. Oh, and he took another picture. He took another selfie of her. So he took multiple. Big Clinton vibes. He's grabbing her. He's got his hand on her thigh. I mean, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Men flirting 101. Conservative men would at least buy us a drink first, or maybe pull a chair out. Leftists call us racist and then say we have blood on African American women on our hands. I mean, and she's just dunking racist / hot. She's putting these out. She's not just retweeting them. I mean, absolutely embarrassing for CNN. Reveals DMs now where she's asking for pictures.
One of the strangest responses from Kamala in the questionnaire was when she indicated she supported providing taxpayer-funded so-called gender-affirming care.
Which is just gender mutilation care.
One of the strangest responses.
I mean, I just, you absolutely love to see it. These people are all creeps. I'm glad she put them out on blast. By the way, also proves that guy doesn't actually care about anything he says. Not one little bit. Hope you enjoyed.